Hey everybody, Eric Dorward here with the Spartan Rocketry Club, continuing my build of the Estes SpaceShipOne. So I've painted repeatedly the red details here. It took, I don't know, like 3 or 4 coats in order to get a consistency that I'm pleased with. It's still not super great, but it's okay, I guess. Um, the other thing that I noticed in looking at this is there's apparently supposed to be red on the nose cone. I I have no idea what it's supposed to look like. There's basically no detail that shows me anything other than it appears to be kind of red. So I think I'm just going to forego doing that. Honestly, like I don't know how I would end up doing it. So I'm going to give that a pass. I also ended up the particularly nasty blister part here, I ended up sanding it down and it came off. It's got kind of like this crinkly starburst pattern to it, but hopefully that'll get covered up a little bit. So anyway, it's time for decals. There are a lot of decals. Here's the decal sheet. There are an absolute ton of them. These are all sticker decals, so they are all self-adhesives. They're not water slides. And I actually did check this time, so they definitely are. They are stickers. So I'm going to make some progress putting these on. I doubt that I'm going to do every single one of them in this particular video because that would be a lot. Probably not all that interesting. So I have the rocket facing me at the moment. One thing I'm going to do is make sure that the seam here in the nose cone, I'm going to get that like right down the middle of my rocket. Remember, the fins are elevated a little bit over the midline. So I'm going to use this seam to help me put things in the top or the bottom. This is at least nicely broken up into left and right. So I'm working on the left side of it right now, and I'm going to make reference to a couple different places to see where things are going to go. One is the nice pretty picture that's on the box art, and this is a less useful, but well, it's not colorful anyway, but it's at least fairly useful because it's got all the pictures on it. So in any event, I guess I'm going to start at the back and kind of work my way up. So starting on the left, what do we got? Well, we've got a Virgin Galactic decal that apparently goes, it's the script one, that's going to go on the engine cone. So we'll try to get that off. There we go. If there's a benefit to these, it's that you generally get a couple cracks at it before you end up damaging it to the point where you can't actually stick it on. So that is kind of nice. These are not, there's not a lot of room to work with here. There we go. So I'm just putting them on and make sure I'm pushing them flat. Now, regardless, now remember, this is a fairly old kit, right? This has been more or less out of production for some time now. I do not know how well these stickers are going to stick. I'm going to assume that they're not going to stick particularly well. That, even modern, like fresh ones, self-stick decals are kind of notorious for not sticking particularly well. So, you know, it happens. What do you do about it? Well, there are a variety of things you can do. I've ended up having to tack them down with CA glue more often than anything else. It's, you know, wood glue is not clear. CA glue is. Wood glue is not going to stick to the decals particularly well. So that's, generally that's what I have found works the best for this. Alright, continuing along, there's this thing. It's got a whole bunch of the little logos in it. This one is going to go kind of up toward the nose cone, like right around here. So we'll just kind of put that on. And again, press it as smooth as you can. There's a big long starburst pattern. And that's going to go down here kind of under all these logos. quite in the right spot. I ended up getting it a little too far front, so I'm just going to fold it over into the body tube, like so. Hopefully that won't be an issue for it, holding. I think these are supposed to be like the landing gear, where the landing gear would retreat. That's what this sticker is. Maybe. Who knows? This is all just fun detail to make the kit look nice. What it actually is, yeah, I think these are supposed to be landing gear. That makes as much sense as anything, I guess. They're very low though. There's going to be one on either side. Boy, these are low though. They're going to be like right on top of each other. Maybe I'll put it back a little bit farther. Yeah, like this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other side's landing gear thing on as well. So I want these to be kind of balanced looking, right? I want them to be about as far from each other, symmetrically, and essentially in the same spot. That looks pretty good. Might as well put that star spray on as well on the other side since I'm over here. Goes like this. Actually, nope, that was right the first time. Well, I rotated the rocket, that's really the problem. It's fun. Anything else go on the underside here? Probably. I bet that this looks like the forward nose cone, so that, or the forward landing gear, that probably goes on there somewhere too, but I don't see it. Anyway, back to the left side then, I guess. What else do I need? Well, make sure I'm pulling off the left side here. Looks like there's a hatch or something that goes on the nose cone. It's centrally located. Looks like it's we'll kind of center it. There we go. Then there's some other stuff that goes on the edge of the fin here. There's an American flag. And that just goes pretty much as far forward as I can get it. Like so. And then, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a fueling port or something, but the logo goes, whoops, it's right here. I'm gonna try to line this up so that, yeah, it's right in front of the first fin. Oh, that wasn't very straight. Really don't want to have to remove these because, like I said, they are old, so I don't want to overuse the adhesive if I can help it. And these little whatever these are, it says scaled composites. That goes below the fin. If I can get it off. There we go. That's going down here. There we go. And there's something above the fin. The question is what? It should be one of these Virgin Galactic ones. So that should go above the fin. The question is where? Just kind of centered above it, I guess. There we go. And what else? We've got this little, I don't know what this is, inclination gauge or something. And this goes, it's like right in between the two fins. That's going to be a little tricky to get it nice and straight. Ooh, that was not straight. Yeah. Let's try that again. quite difficult because of all, that narrow, how narrow the, jeez, narrow the spot is between the two fins. Whoops. And I'm definitely running out of adhesive here, so I only get one really good crack at this, I think. One more good crack. There, that's a lot better. Alright, what else? Well, there are, these all go on the nose cone. It doesn't look like there's anything on the fins. There's probably something that needs to go on the interior of the fin, one would think. Oh, here's one that'll be fun. These black bits here, they are the stripe here and back on the elevator back here. So those I need to do. Okay, so this is the one that goes on the main fin. And where does it go? Well, I guess, for lack of any other place to put it, I'm going to line it up with the seam here in the body tube. Seems like a decent place to put it. It's at least makes a lot of sense, I guess. Okay. Might as well put the other one on as well. It would be nice to have these, like lined up. There we go. And there are two more because they go on the underside as well. At least I hope there are two more. Looks like there are two more. Yeah. Oh, they're stuck together. Let's see if I can separate them. Ooh, not easily. Let's try it from the other end. There we go. Even though these are stickers, they're not as fragile as water slide decals, but they are still pretty fragile. So I really did not want to have to tear or pull that all that much. Fortunately, I didn't need to. I decided it eventually wanted to come along. So here's the launch lug. I'm just gonna lay it right over top of the launch lug. Well, I'm going to try to lay it right over top of the launch lug. It's going to be really hard to get it into that seam anyway, and it is a little longer than the fin anyway. So there we go. All right, checking for proportionality, balance, that kind of thing. Looks, it's not perfect, but looks all right. I might, depending on, I have a feeling this part here isn't going to stick terribly well, so I might take my hobby knife and just cut it right in there. We'll see what happens. All right, continuing on then. There isn't a whole lot more I'm going to do on camera here before I switch over to, I'm just doing copies of the exact same thing. You don't need to watch that. But I am going to put the other lines here on. And I'm just going to, again, kind of eyeball where I want these to go. And again, there are 4 of them, so they need to go top and bottom of the fins back here. Now, I didn't have anything that I was really eyeballing. I mean, I was eyeballing this. I wasn't using anything in particular as a guide for where this one is going to start. So this is going to be a bit harder to do, at least to have it be proportional, a mirror image. It looks pretty good. Again, if you are really devoted to doing this accurately and well, you might consider breaking out, I don't know, a ruler of some sort, but The real problem with this in particular is that there's so many decals and there isn't really a lot of guidance other than the picture for where they go. So you're going to be left to your own devices more often than not to try to figure out where these things go. This at least is going to be a little bit easier because I can see the black right here, so I could line them up pretty well. So hopefully that's going to be pretty close. Same deal with this one. Right about, oops, no, that's not where I wanted it. It fell down strangely. That's better. That is not straight. So this is one of those places where I'm going to grab my hobby knife blade and I'm just going to gently lift up the part that I didn't like where it went. I'm using the hobby knife. First of all, if you notice, it was pointed away from me, for safety I guess, but I'm not trying to cut anything, I'm just trying to get under it. And a hobby knife blade is pretty good at that. Alright, so what else are we missing on this side? There are a couple more stickers that need to go on the nose, so we'll do that quickly. So, looking at all these dots, it's kind of hard to tell, right? What dots go together? Yeah. So, I don't know. Good question, right? I guess the only thing that I can really use to figure out what's what is this little circle right here. That's that one. So, yeah, I think it's going to fit like this. So that's, I can put that on first, I guess. I'm going to use the one from the left side, which is the mirror image to what I have in the display there. So it's going to go like this. And, yeah, okay. It looks like the dot is going to go, boy, it's supposed to be at like the 10 o'clock position from the big circle right here. So like here maybe? I think that seems a bit high. No, it's going to have to go a little bit lower, I think. I'm going to try to center it more or less on that middle line. Try it like that. I think I can get the other one. I'm not sure that's in the right place at all, to be honest with you. Well, let's see what the other ones look like. There's a cluster of 3 and then there's a pair of 2. Now, the pair of 2 goes front. Alright, so that's going to go kind of like out here, I think. Yeah. And then, oh, yeah, I don't think this is in the right place at all. I think it needs to go more vertically, more like this. Let's try that. It's a little too high. Let's bring it down a little bit. I can live with that. And then the last set of 3 dots. That's going to go... It's terrible that I have to do a mirror image of this, right? It should go like this. It should be making a bit of a triangle, so let's say like this. These are not going to be exactly right. I don't think that's not really what the box is showing me, or the picture here is showing me, but I'm pretty sure I can reproduce this on the other side. Anyway, last couple little things here we need to do. There's this bit of color that we need to put in. This bit connects the two kind of like down here. This big spray of stars is going to go underneath all those dots, like this. Alright, should probably go a little bit farther. I want it to kind of connect right underneath those two dots there, I think. I don't know. That one is hard to tell exactly where it's supposed to go. I think it's supposed to go up a little bit farther. It's supposed to go kind of like this. And the last star, last big star is supposed to be kind of centered like that. Oh my goodness, I'm not entirely sure. And then this little spray of stars, and your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. I have no idea where that's supposed to go. Well, I'd say that's probably about as much as I'm going to do right. I'm going to have to figure out where this goes, if that, and then the rest of the ones, the rest of the pieces, I am putting together. Oh, this one right here goes on the interior fin. Middle here-ish. All right. Well, the rest of this I'm just going to be duplicating on the other side as best I can, and then I will need to clear coat it, and I will see you after that happens. See you then.